My name is John, and I have a story to tell. It's about a time when I started working at a circus, thinking it would be a fun and exciting experience. Little did I know that the clown I was about to encounter was a notorious serial killer. Let me take you through my chilling journey. When I first joined the circus, I was filled with enthusiasm. The colorful tents, the acrobats, and the cheerful atmosphere made it seem like a dream come true. I was assigned to assist with various tasks, but my main responsibility was to help the performers get ready for their acts. Among them was a clown named Mr. Joker. At first, Mr. Joker appeared to be like any other clown, making people laugh and smile with his silly antics. He would paint his face with vibrant colors, wear oversized shoes, and carry a horn to honk at unsuspecting visitors. I found his performances amusing and looked forward to interacting with him. However, as time went on, I began to notice something unsettling about him. There were moments when Mr. Joker's smile seemed forced, and his eyes held a sinister glint. He would occasionally make strange comments that hinted at a darker side. Initially, I dismissed these signs as part of his act, assuming he was simply an eccentric performer. But deep down, a sense of unease started to creep over me. One evening, after the circus had closed for the day, I decided to investigate my suspicions. I discreetly followed Mr. Joker as he left the main tent and ventured into the deserted backstage area. The dimly lit corridors felt eerie, but my determination pushed me forward. Suddenly, I witnessed something that froze me in my tracks. Hidden behind a stack of crates, I saw Mr. Joker removing his clown disguise. In that moment, the facade vanished, revealing a face filled with darkness and malice. It was a face I would never forget. I watched in horror as he meticulously cleaned a blood-stained knife, a chilling confirmation of my worst fears. My heart raced, and a rush of adrenaline flooded my veins. I knew I had to gather evidence and expose the truth. I discreetly snapped a few photographs with my phone and quickly retreated, my mind racing with thoughts of what to do next. I couldn't risk going to the police immediately, fearing that Mr. Joker might find out and escape justice. Over the following days, I meticulously compiled the evidence and made contact with a seasoned detective who specialized in tracking down serial killers. Together, we devised a plan to bring Mr. Joker to justice without putting innocent lives at risk. It wasn't easy, but we managed to gather enough evidence to warrant his arrest. One fateful night, the circus was packed with an enthusiastic audience, completely oblivious to the horrors lurking behind the clown's mask. As Mr. Joker stepped into the spotlight to perform, a team of undercover police officers surrounded him, ready to pounce. The show went on as planned, and I watched from a distance as justice was finally served. It turned out that Mr. Joker had been using the circus as a cover to carry out his heinous crimes, taking advantage of the transient nature of their performances to avoid suspicion. With his capture, a wave of relief washed over me, knowing that no more innocent lives would be taken by his hands. Reflecting on this experience, I realized that evil can often hide behind a mask of laughter and entertainment. It taught me to be vigilant, to trust my instincts, and to dig deeper beneath the surface. The circus may have lost a clown, but it gained a lesson that would forever be etched in its history. And so, this is the story of my time at the circus, where I discovered the horrifying truth about the clown who turned out to be a serial killer. My name is Alex, and I have a chilling tale to share. It's a story about my neighbors, whom I once believed to be kind-hearted individuals, only to discover that they were ruthless serial killers. Allow me to recount my unsettling journey and the shocking revelation I uncovered. Moving into a new neighborhood can be both exciting and daunting. When I first settled into my new home, I couldn't have been happier with my choice. The neighbors seemed friendly, always offering a warm smile and a helping hand. They would wave from their perfectly manicured lawns and engage in casual conversations during chance encounters. As time went on, I developed a close relationship with the couple living next door, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. They were an elderly couple, seemingly leading a quiet and unassuming life. They would invite me over for tea, sharing stories of their past and offering me advice on settling into the neighborhood. Their kindness and generosity made me believe I had found true neighbors who genuinely cared. However, beneath their pleasant facade, darkness lurked. It all started when I began noticing a pattern of missing persons in our community. Rumors of mysterious disappearances began circulating, and an air of unease settled over the neighborhood. I couldn't help but wonder if there was a connection between these unsettling incidents and the Thompsons. Driven by a growing suspicion, I decided to conduct my own investigation. Late at night, I would observe their house from the shadows, carefully noting their activities. To my shock, I witnessed disturbing scenes that shattered the illusion of their benevolence. I saw Mr. Thompson disposing of suspicious packages in the dead of night, and Mrs. Thompson cleaning bloodstains from the trunk of their car. Fear gripped me, but I knew I couldn't turn a blind eye to the horrors unfolding next door. I discreetly collected evidence, documenting their suspicious behavior without alerting them to my suspicions. I reached out to the authorities, sharing the information I had gathered and pleading for their intervention. Days turned into weeks as the investigation unfolded. The police, armed with my evidence and testimonies from other concerned neighbors, finally obtained a search warrant for the Thompsons' residence. As the police raided their home, they uncovered a gruesome chamber of horrors. The basement was a grisly crime scene, revealing the true nature of my seemingly friendly neighbors. It was revealed that the Thompsons had been luring innocent victims into their home, where they would commit their heinous acts. The couple had been living a double life, preying on unsuspecting individuals and leaving a trail of death and destruction in their wake. The magnitude of their evil was unimaginable, and the community was left in shock and disbelief. As the truth unfolded, I found solace in the fact that justice would be served. The Thompsons were arrested and faced the consequences of their monstrous deeds. Their once charming facade crumbled, exposing the darkness that lay hidden within their hearts. The incident forever changed my perception of people and the importance of being cautious. It taught me that evil can reside behind the most innocent-looking faces, and that appearances can be deceiving. I now approach my neighbors with a newfound wariness, understanding the need for vigilance and the importance of trusting one's instincts. The story of the Thompsons serves as a stark reminder that evil can exist in even the most unsuspecting places. It encourages us to be mindful of those around us, to question our assumptions, and to stay alert to the signs that may reveal the true nature of those we encounter. And so, I share my tale as a cautionary reminder, urging others to never overlook the chilling secrets that may lie behind closed doors. My name is Sarah, and I have a bone-chilling story to share. It's about a person I once thought was a kind-hearted delivery driver, but little did I know, he was a notorious serial killer. Let me take you on the harrowing journey of my encounters with him. It all started innocently enough. Like most people, I ordered food online quite frequently, and there was one delivery driver, Mark, who always stood out to me. He had a warm smile, friendly demeanor, and seemed genuinely interested in making my food delivery experience a pleasant one. As time went on, I developed a friendly rapport with Mark. He would often strike up conversations during our brief interactions, discussing everything from the weather to the latest movies. He even remembered my favorite dishes and would recommend new ones he thought I might enjoy. He appeared to be an ordinary guy, just trying to make a living and brighten people's days. However, one fateful evening, my perception of Mark took a dark turn. I was scrolling through the local news when a headline caught my eye: a series of gruesome murders that had been plaguing the city. The article mentioned that the killer targeted victims in seemingly random locations, leaving behind no trace of evidence. As I read the chilling details, a cold shiver ran down my spine. There was something oddly familiar about the description of the killer's modus operandi. The coincidences were too glaring to ignore. I started comparing the dates of the murders with the days when Mark had made my deliveries. The pieces began to fit together, and a wave of terror washed over me. I couldn't dismiss the nagging feeling any longer. I had to find out the truth. Fearfully, I delved into the news archives, uncovering articles about the victims and their gruesome deaths. The more I read, the more convinced I became that Mark was the very person responsible for these heinous acts. Determined to expose him, I began gathering evidence discreetly. I installed security cameras around my apartment complex, hoping to catch any suspicious behavior. I also reached out to a close friend who was a detective, sharing my suspicions and the mounting evidence I had collected. Days turned into weeks as the tension built. I continued to receive deliveries from Mark, each time fighting the urge to act normal while my heart raced with fear. I shared my findings with the detective, who worked tirelessly to gather additional evidence against him. Finally, the day came when law enforcement had enough evidence to apprehend Mark. They organized a stakeout, ensuring his capture without endangering innocent lives. I watched as officers surrounded him, handcuffing him with a mix of relief and horror. It was later revealed that Mark had carefully orchestrated his deliveries to establish an alibi, using his job as a cover to scout for potential victims. The friendly demeanor he had displayed was nothing more than a mask to deceive those around him. The experience left me shaken and changed forever. It taught me that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places, disguised by a friendly smile. I now approach strangers with caution, realizing that appearances can be deceiving. As for Mark, he was brought to justice, facing the consequences of his chilling crimes. The community breathed a collective sigh of relief, knowing that his reign of terror had come to an end. But the scars he left behind, both physical and emotional, would forever haunt those who had encountered him. The story serves as a stark reminder to trust our instincts, to be aware of our surroundings, and to stay vigilant. It's a testament to the fact that evil can be found even in the most mundane aspects of life, lurking beneath the surface. And so, I share my tale as a warning to others, urging them to never let their guard down.